Have you ever been completely destroyed by something and yet you still find yourself loving it and wanting more? When I found out that Queen of Nothing comes out in 2020, I knew subconsciously it's gonna be another year, because that's usually how it goes with series. But in my heart, I didn't know. Hi, my name is Erin, and I just got my heart ripped out by The Wicked King by Holly Black. And wow. So for starters, this talk is going to kind of be a review. I really just wanted to discuss the ending and some theories and thoughts that I read and just kind of share them with you in case you're freaking out. I figured that this book series is so popular that I would rather just discuss the ending than giving all my thoughts on little tiny scenes that I know everyone else is going to be talking about. So obviously not spoiler free. I don't know why I had to say that considering what I just said, but I've done this before and someone was so mad at me in the comments. So yes, it's not spoiler free. You will be spoiled very, very much. So if that's a problem for you, I suggest that you skedaddle, you leave, you hit the road, Jack. And I'm gonna get started on my little chat. I guess I will give some little thoughts I had. At first I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, but then I was just, when you had that moment after you finish a book and you're just clutching it, and you're clutching it because you just can't believe that this just happened to you, that the author would do this to you. That was me after reading The Wicked, oh my god, I'm gonna say The Wicked Queen, which, I mean, she probably will be. If she even gets to be a queen, I'm okay. But yeah, that was me after I finished reading The Wicked King. So I went back, changed it to a 5 out of 5 stars because I thought that's what she deserves. And Ju gets what she deserves now, okay? Which I do kind of feel like Ju's a little stupid. She's smart, but there are just times where she would make certain decisions and I got really frustrated. So I wanted to hit on Taryn just really quick. I hate Taryn. I've always hated Taryn. I guess I can unprivate my Cruel Prince review. It's not very good. But if you just kind of want to hear about how much I hate Taryn, I'm pretty sure I go on a squeal. I go on the squeal, probably not saying that right. But I just kind of spew all my hatred for Taryn. Sneak peek, doesn't get any better. Vivi was questionable in this book. Not really a questionable person, just a questionable decision. If I was her girlfriend Heather and you had just brought me to this fairyland that I knew nothing about, I would probably kill you. Because I was just I read that scene. Because I was just reading that scene and I could not believe that she thought, everything's gonna be fine. It's just all gonna go smoothly. It's not a great, really fun secret, in the movies where, oh, you're dating a prince. Oh, what? That's still not fun. But at least it's oh, I'm dating a prince. And it's not OMG, I'm dating a fairy tale monster or something that I never really wrapped my mind around existing. So yeah, that's the two things I kind of want to say. Everything else I feel I don't want to go really in depth to because I know other people are going to do it. And also, I just don't really have that many thoughts over. So yeah, that ending. So for starters, these thoughts are not completely my own. I got a lot of them off of Tumblr because obviously when you're trash for a book, you gotta go see what other people are saying. So I will link everything that I read, everything that I read that kind of inspired some of my thoughts or I kind of just agreed with down below. I will give the credit where the credit is due. That is what we do here. Obviously, at the ending, Carden proposes to Ju, hey, I don't want to be completely under your control, but if it's power that you're worried about, just be my wife. Become the Queen of Fairy. And I was ah! And Ju was what? And we were just kind of freaking out together. All very logical. It made sense to me. And plus, I figured since this whole entire trust had been kind of established when he had put his trust in Taryn earlier, when she was being a horrible sister, I was okay, so he'll still kind of listen to her. I really didn't think twice about it. I mean, I did, because it's oh, gee, they're married. I thought we were going to get another chapter 15, which would have been really great. I would have loved to see that. Didn't happen. That's okay. Chapter 15 was probably a bit too much for me to handle already. So, oh, gee, the book's almost over. Maybe we start to see Ju take charge as queen, right? No, 2 pages later, Holly was got you. You thought you're gonna get a kind of happy ending, kind of a plot twist of OMG, teamwork, the dream work, enemies to lovers trope. Not really. So, I don't know why I'm screaming. So, Jude, like I said, questionable decisions. She kills Belkin, I don't know this guy's name, we're just gonna call him Belkin. She kills Belkin. And when she does it, I'm not mad at her. I'm just kind of like annoyed because I know this is going to be a problem. Obviously going to be a problem. It's like revealed to Carden, and Carden's like, what? Like, what the F? And I'm thinking, it's already going downhill. Because I wanted Jude to tell him. I wanted her to just tell him. I think when she went in there, she was planning on telling him. So I was just like, okay, Jude, like, let's just rip this band-aid off. And that's not what happened. He finds out from like one of his servants. I don't know who this person was. I was not really focused on them. But he finds out from one of his servants, and I'm thinking, oh great. Orlaf. I don't know how to say that girl's name. Orlag. Orla is here. The Cassie and her people. She's like, hey, you didn't kill my effing ambassador. Let's go. She's like, I want to take you. Jude's gonna be my prisoner. Carden all of a sudden is just like, no, that's not how things are gonna work here. And he freaking almost turns the Cassia to a tree. And he like makes some island just pop out of the middle of the ocean, which I guess is how islands are formed. But it was still pretty cool, okay? And he's like, oh yeah, by the way, Jude, you're exiled. And we're like, what? Because you know, like, Jude's the Queen of Fairy. This is literally like, she's literally tied to the land now. And Jude is shook. And shook, and then she goes, and then it's just her and Mimi watching Yuri on Ice. I didn't know how to feel. Because throughout this book, I didn't really like Carden in book number 1. He wasn't my favorite person. But I didn't even like Jordan in book number 1. I didn't really get the appeal, like, because to me, like, Carden was kind of boring. But in this book, he stopped being boring to me. I was genuinely interested in his character. I love, like, the angst. I just loved it. If you look at, like, every single couple that I've ever fallen in love with, I love angst. I love Jim and Tessa. I love Will and Tessa. I love Neil and Andrew. I love Kier, Rock, Tina. In this book, I was kind of rooting for him to the point where I was like, do we really need Oak on the throne? Because, I mean, he hasn't really made things go into, like, complete dip. I don't want to curse, you know, but it hasn't gone that poorly, right? And so I'm thinking, yeah, like, Jude can kind of scoot over a little bit, but do we really need Oko on the throne? Like, it's like, yeah, I want Oko on the throne. It's like, Jude doesn't really betray her family, even though they've betrayed her so many times, or they just kind of suck. And I also don't want, like, Carden to be, like, super underhanded. But I do like seeing Carden as king, and I did start to enjoy his character. But then he pulled that mess, and I'm like, so my favorite thing that I've read, and the thing that I have agreed with the most, is that he did it to protect her. In this one book, Jude was slapped, she was stabbed in the leg, she drank some poison many, many times. By choice, but still, you know, she's drinking poison here. And then I think, like, the nail in the coffin for Carden's case, at least, is the fact that she was kidnapped. And I'm pretty sure I'm leaving out, like, a lot of stuff that happened to her. So it's like, oh no, protect her. I saw how she was a month in your little seawater kingdom, the undersea. Okay, this is kind of making sense, especially because he saw her bloody sleeve. So he had to have known, oh, she probably killed Belkin. Because who else? And also, like, yes, I think that in some weird way he did care for his brother. He obviously did not want him to die. But I think he knew deep down inside he had to go. I'm going to hope that he knew that. So, yeah. Though I will say, that is the one thing he asked Jude not to do. And I get why she did it. I didn't really shame her for that. It was like self-defense, in my opinion. You can interpret that differently. But either he was going to kill her, or we're going to kill him. And I'm with Jude on this one. I've also read a couple things saying, like, yeah, he does want to protect Jude because he obviously hates her in a very loving way. But also he needs to assert his power over Fairy. Pretty much for 50% of this book, he was doing exactly what Jude told him to. When he wasn't, she wasn't actively giving him orders because she either wasn't around or she wasn't thinking about it. But even then, he was still getting more comfortable in his role. I mean, there was a scene where he had given her an order to go fetch something. I can't really remember it. Sorry. And she was like, oh, I didn't realize I was following his order until I was actively following his order. And then there's also the fact that Jude is obviously a weakness for him now. I mean, he pretty much let him attack a whole entire court in order for him to get her back. Also the case that Matic now knows that he was kind of Jude's puppet because of that whole carrot scene when he overheard her. And he was like, what the F? And You're like, oops! He can pretty much make an educated guess based off the fact that Taryn posed as Jude to deliver him an order and that he just blindly followed it. Which means to some extent he has to have pretty much pieced together the fact that Matic knows to a certain extent what type of power that Jude holds over him. So that's all I have about the Wicked King. In conclusion, it absolutely destroyed me. It murdered me, ripped my heart out, but hopefully the Queen of Nothing will restore me. You get it? Did you get that one? That was pretty good, right? I mean, that's probably my best one yet. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you but you comment down all your thoughts and concerns and your predictions, especially if you disagree with me. I really want to hear some other like inputs and thoughts, so please do that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Once again, I want you to really enjoy it, okay? And I will see you next time. Bye. Love ya.